Agency in Motion continuing education series. This is a series designed for agents, producers, advisors, and agency builders in the financial services industry. And today, what we're going to be discussing is recruiting communication roadmap. How do we successfully communicate with potential prospects on the partner side to make sure that we have clear communication, they understand what we're trying to say, and we're moving them along a pipeline to an outcome. Remember, we're not going into any conversation with a agenda that this person's going to do this or this person's going to do that. We let the facts tell the story, and then we sort them in the appropriate places. So you need to, as an agency builder or as an agent building a book of business, you need to pick your approach. Today is not about a book of business. Today is about agency builders. So when we talk about picking your approach, we all have different personalities. We all have different skill sets. We all have different ways of communicating. So you need to pick your approach, but it needs to be the best approach for you to get the kind of results that you're looking for. Remember, your time is an investment. If you're not getting a return off that time, you're not going to be able to continue and build a business that you're going to be happy about, that's going to return to you what you're expecting. So a couple of notes on this. One of the things that you need to understand in your approach is what's expected of the other side in terms of partners. Well, one thing is, if you're running a virtual business, a lot of people out there are looking for lifestyle freedom, time freedom. That's something we can wrap up with our model. So if that's something that you do have in your model, make sure you share that with people, because once you find what they're interested in, that's what you're going to talk about. If they're interested in lifestyle and time freedom, great. That's what you concentrate on. If they're interested in your mission and your approach, which you should be able to clearly and concisely articulate in a quick manner, you have to pick an approach, and you have to pick a mission. You have to pick something you're doing. You can't just sell insurance products, retirement products, securities products, etc. We have to have some type of a business model. Ours is debt to wealth. That separates ourselves from the traditional, marketplace of a bunch of salespeople. So you have to pick your approach. You have to pick a best approach that's going to work for you, and you have to make sure you sprinkle in the things that are going to be attractive to the right type of person that you can offer with your model. Just like when you are dealing with clients, when you're dealing with potential partners, you want them to have that light bulb aha moment. Oh my God, this is how I'm going to fix my issues with X, Y, or Z, whatever that might be. You want to lead them down to making a decision on their own. You don't want to force a decision on them. That's going to not be a pathway to get you to agents that are going to be producing, they're going to be retained, they're going to be happy, they're going to be sticking around for a while. So just like the clients, you have to lead your prospects to the aha light bulb moment. If they never get that, it's probably not the right prospect for you on the partner side. You want them to feel good after you get off the conversation with them. Remember, on the front side, you are a problem solver for your clients and your partners. So when people are getting off online meetings, phone conversations with you, they should be pretty pumped up about what you had to say and your ability to fix their problems and lead them into a direction that's going to be a mutually beneficial relationship for both of you guys. Just like in everything that we do, professionally, personally, still, you're going to get what you negotiate. So part of the recruiting process and part of what you're saying, the communication patterns, is a negotiation process. Not negotiating with the people that you don't want to bring into your agency, but negotiating with the talent, with people that fit into your mission statement, that you like, that you think that you can be around, that you guys can help each other. Negotiate what that's going to look like and paint that picture. Speak their language, not yours. We talk about this on the client side as well. You can't have just random conversations with random people with random outcomes. You need a persona on the client side, and you need a persona on the partner side. And once you develop that persona, just go out every single day and have the same types of conversations with the same types of people. And then once again, this job becomes very easy on the front side. You're just sorting people. When you are in conversations, guys, and this, it straddles both sides, the client and the partner side. When your potential partners are in a conversation, they're telling you about their problems, their deficiencies, their goals, their dreams. Have them expand. Don't just kill the conversation point right there. Have them expand. These are important words. Yes, please tell me more about that. And just like our clients are making, they have the emotions influence their decision making, so do your potential partners. So you have to understand we are emotional creatures. And so when you go into conversation, you have to make sure that you understand emotions are going to influence that person's decision making process. Your job, just like on the client side, is to take somebody from where they are right now, figure out where they want to be, and what's the shortest, most quickest, efficient way to get there. And then finally, how do you fit in? Where are you now? Where you want to be? How are you going to get there? How do you fit in? That's what we're trying to do on the front side is as easy as that. Just define where they are, where they want to be, how are they going to get there, and how do you fit in? You're going to fit in by showing them the way, making action plans. So you have to, on the front side, as an effective recruiter, you have to be able to sell your vision, what you're trying to accomplish, what the company's trying to accomplish, and how bringing them in and helping them reach their personal goals is going to help the overall organizational goal pattern going forward. So your job is to show them the way and then help them develop action plans. Also, your job is to point out if somebody's been doing something for the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, whatever it might be, and it's not getting them the results they're looking for, you have to call them out, because how's that working out for you? Because you have to understand, you have to make them understand if something's not working out, it hasn't worked in the past, probably not going to work today or in the future. So why are we continuing down that pattern of that road that we know is not going to lead us to where we want to go? And then furthermore, if you point out the deficiencies and we understand that what they've been doing in the past is not going to get them to where they want to go in the future, you also have to call them out. Hey, what do you think is going to happen if you don't make any changes? Just like we talked to the clients, you have to talk to your partners. Once you've exposed deficiencies, problems, and you've ushered in a solution for those deficiencies or the problems, if the person is not willing to take the next action step, what are they waiting on? Are they just going to hope something magical happens and fixes their issues? Just like in all of your marketing, you got to front load your business. If you have very few leads, then you start to value your leads too much. And then the conversation changes because you come from a point of desperation. If you front load your business, have enough conversations, have a persona that you're locked into, then it's as easy as just sorting these people into, the different buckets for outcomes. Don't get caught up in trying to decide what is the best way to recruit, traditional or digital, because there is no right answer. It's both of them. You want to have as much marketing exposure as you possibly can, and that means doing things in a traditional as well as a digital way. Your activity is going to be the leading indicator. There are leading indicators and lagging indicators. You want to always concentrate on leading indicators, and one of those is your activity. Once again, how are you front loading your business? Do you have enough leads coming in to keep you busy? Because if you do, leads are the lifeblood of your business on the client side. They're also the lifeblood of your business on the partner build out and recruiting side. You have to effectively communicate. And once again, this goes back to the persona. You can't just have random conversations with random people. You have to be dialed in, because if you are, this becomes a lot easier. And those conversations that you're actually having are more dialed in, and they're more effective to push somebody to the next action step or just totally resolve that lead with a dump. Remember, you need to communicate relentlessly. You need to simplify and be direct. Always when you're talking, break it down to like an elementary school kind of language. Don't put a lot of verbiage in there or industry jargon. Simplify, be direct. Always listen and encourage input. If you're doing most all of the talking on these conversations, that is a bad leading indicator. If you're doing some of the talking, leading with questions, letting them answer those questions, and then having them expand on their answers, that's effective communication. Illustrate through stories. Remember, facts tell, stories sell, and then affirm with action. So you have to be an effective communicator on both sides of your business. That is one of the skill sets that you constantly want to be improving on. When you master the art of communication, your business really starts to blow up. Contacts equal contracts. That's on the client side. That's on the partner side. If you have nobody to talk to, if you have nobody coming in that front of the funnel for your business, you're not going to have any back end outcomes that include revenue, income, partner, client growth. You've got to be disciplined. And this isn't about convincing or rebuttaling people to come into your business. This is about approaching the right people with the right message, getting the questions answered, getting a commitment. Remember, we're not looking for interested parties. We're looking for parties that are committed to making this happen with us. You got to make an investment in yourself. You got to become very good at what you do. And then once you're able to do that, you can go to the other side of this, which is invest in others. You cannot make an investment in others, and you cannot coach, train, support others if you haven't gone through the process yourself on the front side. As an effective recruiter and manager, you got to understand there is going to be a flow to this. Getting somebody to an independent state where they don't need you anymore, you put that time, energy, resources into them, their business, and their agency on the front side. You got a personal relationship with them, got a business relationship with them, but they don't really need you for the day-to-day operations. That's not going to happen overnight. That comes from training, development, support, showing them the way, coaching them at a certain point. And then, like I said, once you've done all that, they're going to be independent. And in a business like ours, you get rewarded for that front end time, energy, and resources on the back end for as long as that business stays in business. And then make time. Don't make time for everyone that says they need your time. This is one of the most important skill sets that you can pick up. Make time only for the people that deserve your time. If you make time for everybody that says they need it, you're going to be really a hardworking individual, put in a lot of hours, and you're going to feel very frustrated by the results. Also, in effective recruiting language, when you're creating that communication roadmap that's showing people, this is what we do, this is our mission, this is where I fit in, this is what we're looking for, you also have to help them understand we create a positive work environment that incorporates, client satisfaction, diversity, positivity, accountability, innovation, teamwork, quality results. You have to, along with the mission, say what we value, say what this company is all about, because that's going to usher in the ability for you to start understanding, hey, does this person get what I'm saying? Do they understand the mission? Are they mission based? Do they want to do this? Or are they just, once again, just showing some general interest? General interest is not going to make an effective partner. You need to also, in those conversations, help them understand, because in our industry, there's a deficiency in training, support, coaching, mentoring. So help them understand, hey, not only are we going to help you with the day-to-day operations for your business, getting that set up, but we're also going to help you internally by coaching you, helping you set goals, be accountable, and making sure that we ensure the success, getting them to the endpoints they desire. You got to be able to map out your vision. You got to be able to show people the future. What are you looking at? What's your vision for this company? What are you trying to do? What are you looking for as far as people that are going to come in and help you out? You are essentially looking for, if you're in a model like ours, you're looking for brokers. And you're looking for brokers because brokers help with the team build out. Dedicated distribution partners. If somebody wants to come in and build a book of business, that's fine. But they understand there are, weakness, deficiencies to that approach, meaning that it's all on you. Every single month, you basically start over from zero versus having the mindset of, I want to build distribution. And once again, you can decipher where somebody's mindset is by just asking them a couple upfront questions or getting the questions from them. If somebody's looking to build distribution of financial services with our products and services, that is a good sign. This is what my kind of aerial view looks like. If you've got a person that, shares this type of vision for what they're trying to do, that's also a great leading indicator. You should continue that conversation. We have systems in place, and that's very, very, very important, because what I do and what somebody 6 generations down from me does should be pretty much the same thing. And what does that allow for? That allows for growth. When you have a system in place, somebody can come in, instantly hook into that system, get going, get traction, grow their business. But also, like I said, if you got a system in place, it's going to allow for orderly growth, and a growth, not just indirect and random. And that's really, really important. If you have a system in place, you can plug people into that. And then that really will, as that growth builds down the generation, if everybody's doing different stuff, you're not going to be able to build distribution. If everybody's doing the same exact thing over and over and over again and teaching other people, that's how you build, you know, national distribution. That's how you build agencies that are fluid, abundant, and producing for you. Always, always, always disqualify. And some of you guys are having trouble with this. If you disqualify 15 seconds in the conversation, for some reason, you think you need to go on and continue that conversation. You don't. You're doing a disservice to yourself and the other side. As soon as you file a disqualification, whether it's 10 seconds or 10 minutes into the conversation, go ahead and end that. You're an educator. If people don't like teaching people how to get ahead, how to beat the banks, how to beat the system, how to create an effective retirement with dignity, if they just want to sell stuff, probably not a good fit if you're trying to do a model like we are. You're an educator. We educate clients. We educate prospects. We educate the public. So what's your message to your people? Once again, have a persona, understand who those people are. What are their pain points? What are their motivating factors? Develop messages that will resonate with that crowd, having them raise their hand. Yeah, I want to talk to you about that. Yes, I want more information about that. You are a problem solver. And we always talk about, for the clients and for your internal business, for your partners that are already there, most of the time as an entrepreneur, business owner, manager, you're just solving other people's problems along with your own. But you can preemptively get into conversations and let people know, if you've got a persona, hey, people that are like you, I've helped them solve their problems in this way. Remember, in those conversations, you want to expose deficiencies and problems, but only for the purpose of ushering in the solution to the problem. If someone is in this industry and they're not doing anything different from, everybody else in the industry, they have to understand they've got to compete. And when you compete in this industry, you're going to get drowned out because you have no message, you have nothing that innovates and stands alone. So one of the messages that we can bring to the table is, hey, we can help you separate yourself from the crowd. We can help you stand alone. We can help you innovate your business and separate yourself from the normal marketing that insurance agents, retirement advisors have. We teach people to do two things: build their business and build their assets. Just like for our clients, we want to build assets and we want to have passive income that covers their standard of living. That's financial freedom. Same thing with our partners. We want to teach them how to build the business and build their assets so they can also achieve financial freedom. You should have a list of questions to get some ideas about where this person has been in the past, where they are now, and where is their mindset, or what are they thinking about for the future. Just simple goals. What are your primary goals? Non-financial. What motivates you? What are financial goals that will help you obtain your primary goals? Short-term, long-term. What are your strengths and weaknesses? When do you want to achieve these goals? When do you want to have this agency built? When do you want to make 6-7 figures? And how much time, energy, resources are you willing to dedicate? Remember, on the front end, yes, it's a recruitment process, but it's also an interview process. Don't just let in anybody into your business, because that's going to go back to what we talk about. You're investing time into people that shouldn't have been in your business in the first place. It's not going to get a return. And then have that kind of, just open, honest conversation with them. Hey, you've been in the industry for X amount of time. I'm sure you've done other stuff. What stopped you in the past? How will hitting your goals change your life? And what are you willing to do? I call this making it real. You have to talk about the value of what we have for the infrastructure, the value of what we have for our mission, the value of what you have to offer as a partner. Remember, just like we talk to clients about not the cost of something that we sell, but the value. Same thing. What is the value of a partner coming in and getting surrounded by seasoned entrepreneurs, infrastructure, marketing, messages, everything to have a turnkey model that's ready to go instantly? And then remember, the commitment comes from the expectations. If you set up expectations, here's what I expect from a partner coming in, and they say, yeah, I can do that, great. Now you've got a commitment. On the other side, if they balk at some of this, you've got a disqualifying moment, because either people are going to fall in line with the expectations, or they're going to give you a reason why they can't fall in line. And once again, if they can't, that's a disqualifier. We're not asking somebody to change everything they're doing. We're asking them to modify and transform and adjust some of that on the front side to create better lead generation, create better cash flow, create more booked appointments, sell more insurance, make more money. This is not about just giving up and starting from a point zero. This is about coming in with whatever you've got and wherever you're at and letting us help that model to expose the deficiencies. And then once again, more importantly, offer solutions to those. You, as well as your partners, they have to believe that what we're doing here in some small way is going to change the world. Remember, the financial landscape of this country is very, very, very poor. I look at myself as someone who's leading people into a financial war. This is a financial war where every person's for themselves. If they follow the herd mentality, they do what everybody else is doing, they're going to get the results that everybody else is getting, which is not very good. That falls on the client side and the partner side. Inside our industry, there are a bunch of struggling agents. Why are they struggling? Because they really don't know what to do, how to do it, why to do it, etc. When you can come in with a business model that, once again, fixes their problems and they can commit to your expectations, that is a good, solid conversation, you guys. Also, the ability to introduce financial technology, fintech. We've got some awesome, marketing infrastructure. We've got some awesome software for the clients. You have to be able to understand that in this time, in this moment, that there is a dividing line. If you're not adopting new technology, you're not getting on the side of digital disruption, you're going to be on the other side, which is the disrupted, and that is not the side of the fence that you want to be on. We are a smart technology company, and we have data-driven education, and we concentrate on ushering solutions for problems. That's the client side and the partner side. That's our model. We combine superior education with superior technology to lead people to desired financial end outcomes. Same thing with your partners. Just like anything you do for a business, it can be a frustrating experience on the recruiting side. What you have to understand is it's not your job to rebuttal, convince. It's your job to have open-ended, honest conversations with people that lead to outcomes. Remember, you are interviewing people for the purpose of sorting. Think about, if you were going to offer this person a salary. Obviously, everything we do is commission-based, but if you're going to offer this person a salary, would you offer them a position? If not, don't bring them into your business. And then always understand that what is really happening in these conversations. You need to get off all of your conversations and have a quick reflection point. What went right? What went wrong? How do I improve my communication going forward? Because all you're trying to do is take this tangled weave of mess that people get in this industry about how to be successful. You want to draw, just like for our clients, the most linear, efficient, shortest distance to what they're trying to get. You're unraveling all of this and getting them into a straight line of understanding this is where you are now, this is where you're trying to get to, this is how you get there. And overall, your message for a lot of agents is we can help. I understand, from being in this industry for the last few years that, I got a crash course in human psychology about the client and the agent side. I understand the pitfalls, the roadblocks, the obstacles that the agents face. One of your messages has to be, hey, we can help. And then if you are talking to the same people, same types of conversations all the time, then you are going to understand that person, maybe even better than they understand themselves. And you can preemptively go into conversations just like we do on the client side with preemptive, helping them understand, going through, telling the stories. The best defense is always going to be a good offense. For you and your recruiting efforts, there's things that matter, there's things that you control, and then the sweet spot between the two, what you should focus on. Don't get all bent out of shape if a conversation goes wrong, somebody was rude to you. That's not a reflection of you, that's a reflection of them. You can't let a conversation or a moment of your day, if it's negative, disrupt the whole day. Always, we just keep preaching this. You got to be seen, you got to be heard. If you can't be a secret agent to your clients, you can't be a secret agent to your partners, and you can't be a secret agent out in the marketplace. You've got to be seen, you've got to be heard, and you've got to learn to start the conversation. That's one of the best things that you can do as far as a skill set, is learn how to talk to people, master the art of communication, and then start the conversation. Conversations are started usually with questions. That's the best way to get the conversation going. And then inside your communication, remember, An investment in somebody and their future of the business shouldn't be postponed. If we've got legitimate answers and they've got legitimate issues that we can solve, we are looking for somebody not to postpone. Hey, call me in 30 days, call me in 60 days. They're ready to take action now. Just like our clients, we want our partners ready to take the next action step, because if not, we have to explain to them, you're going to get off this phone, you're going to continue to do what you've been doing. Time's just going to go by, and then all of a sudden it's going to be months or even years later, you never took this action step, and you're just right back into the same dilemmas that you were. Once again, going into the problem, dwelling in the problem versus dwelling in the solution. Action changes things. You have to get people to act. If they're not willing to act, how are they going to be able to convince and get other people to take action? The persona will allow for the alignment and the engagement. And if you're into the same persona, it's easy to align. It's easy to get engagement out of that persona, because once again, you're having the same types of conversations with the same types of people. Inside your conversations, just like for our clients, what we do creates value, but the value is going to be different for everybody. So by talking to them, once you get their value point, the disruption that we bring to the industry, what is it going to do for them? Once you understand what is the most important part of the disruption for them, what is the most value point, you continue to talk about that. And then just like in everything else that you do, you need a follow-up strategy. And this, I'm not talking about following up with people who wouldn't make good fits. I'm talking about following up with people who are good fits, who would be good partners, but the timing was just not right. Follow-up needs to be in order to create outcomes, not just to create more follow-up. You're following up to create outcomes, good, bad, or ugly. We don't care. We just want it resolved. We create leads and we resolve leads, and your business builds. Agency in motion, building, operating, and managing agencies in the 21st century.